and I am going to talk about beat frequencies, an interesting topic I learned in differential equations. Differential equations may seem like a topic that's not applicable to the average person, yet fundamental concepts from differential equations, such as beat frequencies, are experienced in our everyday lives. Whether we are listening to music or getting our speed checked by the police, beat frequencies impact how we hear and experience the world around us, and it all whittles down to a couple of math equations. As defined by Georgia State University's Hyperphysics website, a beat frequency is heard when two similar sound waves interfere, causing the sound to alternate between soft and loud. To better understand beats, think of ocean waves. The number of waves crashing on the beach per second is called the frequency, while the size of the wave is called the amplitude. Now, think of two waves of the same size. One is faster than the other. Eventually, the faster wave will catch up to the slower wave and combine into one. If the two waves rise at the same time, the amplitude will combine, which we hear as a louder sound. If one wave rises while the other falls, then they cancel each other out, and we will hear nothing, or we will hear a softer sound. The change between loud and soft sounds is what our ear hears as beats. According to the textbook in my differential equations class, how many loud and soft sounds we hear per second tells us how different the original waves are. In fact, we can calculate the difference in frequency by counting each loud beat per second. A common application for measuring beat frequencies is tuning a piano. The piano tuner uses a tuning fork for a certain note, letting the note ring loudly. They then pluck that note string in the piano and listen. They then count the difference in frequency to determine how much to tighten or loosen the string. This is repeated until the two sound waves blend together perfectly. The concept used to tune a piano is the same information and math used in radar guns to detect if a car is speeding, and can even be used to determine the frequency at which our brain and body functions. According to a 2010 article in the Experimental Brain Research Journal, the brain functions at different frequencies. Later in the article, the author goes on to say that we can determine the frequency of the brain by stimulating the brain at various stimulation frequencies, and ultimately measuring the beats to determine the difference in frequency, the same as the tuning fork and the waves. This is important because it helps us understand the rate at which neurons fire across the brain. Who knew a simple concept like waves could be utilized for so many different topics? And the applications for beat frequencies continues to expand, truly showing how much math can teach us. Upper-level math may seem daunting with long formulas and many variables, but when we understand the origin of an equation and how each variable represents something in real life, like the size of a wave, we can understand what the equations are really telling us and better see how math explains the world around us. Thank you.